So today we're making chicken Kievs homemade. So first we're going to make the garlic butter. So we've got some butter here. Now I always use unsalted butter and then I will add my salt afterwards. You see it's nice and yellow, and that's because the majority of our Australian cows all are pasture raised. Now I've got some garlic here which I'm going to cut up, and then you usually add some parsley, but I don't have any parsley, so I'm just going to add some mixed herbs, some dry mixed herbs. Then obviously some salt because my butter is unsalted. So I'm just going to chop up this garlic, so just use the batch. You could also use crushed or pre-mixed garlic. And the great thing about these Kievs is we can prepare them in advance. Then we can put them in the freezer. And then when we want to use them, we can just pull them out the night before, defrost them, and they'll come out beautifully. So we'll get this chopped as finely as we can. Now it looks like a lot of garlic. I like a good bunch of garlic. Now I'm going to add our butter. So this butter has been softened and it's been left at room temperature for quite a while. Make it easy to apply. And then we're going to add some mixed herbs. As I said, you could just use fresh parsley if you got it. And then we're going to go with some salt. Right. Now I'm just going to use a fork to get it all mashed up. And that's the garlic butter done. So now I'm just going to pop it into a piping bag. So some of the recipes will have you flatten out the chicken and basically roll the garlic butter between it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a full chicken breast and I'm going to pipe it into it. And at this moment, don't refrigerate your garlic butter because you're going to want it pretty soft so you can pass it through. That's ready to go. And so if you look at the chicken, there's two parts to it. So if I pull this will separate out. So you've got a little part here, and then you've got your big part here, little part there, and your big part there. We're going to want to pipe it into the big section. So just keep that in mind. So that is right there for this one. And that's right there for this one. So now I'm going to grab a knife. And we're just going to put a slit in it as far as we can. Without puncturing the other side. I'll just check that as well. No puncture. Have to find that hole for a second. And we're just going to pipe in as much as we can. If you're doing it properly, you can actually feel the chicken actually filling up. So now we're going to bread the actual Kievs now. So we've got two options with this. Well, we've actually got a few options. So firstly, we're going to put it into a flour dust. So if you're doing keto, you could also use something like lupin flour or something like that. And then we've got our egg wash. And then we've got a choice of either panko breadcrumbs, or we can also use pork panko if you're doing keto. And we can do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make one with the panko, and I'm gonna make one with my leftover pork panko from when I made the chicken tenders, and we'll see how those go. So I buy this pork panko at Costco. It's really good value. I think it's only about $10, so it's easy thing to keep in your pantry. And then for the other one, we're going to use our pork panko from when we made our chicken tenders. This has already been seasoned, so I'm not going to put anything in that. So we've got some flour here. Don't need too much. And then in this one, we're going to put our egg. The egg broke as I'm taking out the colour inside the side just to save it. A little bit of milk. Now I'm going to season it all. Now the panko doesn't really need much seasoning, so I'll just put salt and pepper in that, and that's because when the garlic does ooze out a little bit, that will all season all that panko anyway while it's cooking. So we're going to grab our chicken breast and get as much flour as we can. Make sure we get that end as well where the butter is, just so we can actually kind of seal it up. Into the egg. And for this one, we're going to do this in the panko. Honestly, I should have done a bigger bowl, but it's a lot better. And when you feel in the chicken, you can actually feel it's actually really filled up with the garlic, which is great. Alright, so that's that one done. As I said, if you're doing keto, you could use a different flour, such as lupin flour, to do this, or you could actually just go straight into the actual egg wash if you wanted to. I was doing low carb, so a little bit of flour isn't going to hurt me. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to borrow this bowl as well. Make life a lot easier. That's that one. Now, really important, actually get these into the fridge for a couple of hours, and that way the garlic butter will be nice and solid, so when it goes to actually cook, it won't actually ooze out all straight away. And we'll be back soon to cook them. Now, if you don't have ghee, you can also fry it in just a little bit of vegetable oil. I would use probably rice bran oil, that's my preferred higher temperature oil that I use in my deep fryer as well. So now we're just going to wait for it to heat up, and we'll fry it just gently, just to get the outside crispy before we put it in the oven. And with my meal tonight, I'm going to be having this Caesar salad with it. I just discovered it needs to be used up, so I'm going to have that with that tonight. So I'll have one of the Kievs tonight, and then I'll reheat one of them tomorrow for work with some veggies. Alright, so I've got it probably on a medium-high heat. We didn't remember the temperature doesn't drop when we put them in. The aim right now is just to get some colour on them, and they'll finish cooking in the actual oven. That's brown enough. So now I'm going to put this in the oven for about probably 25-30 minutes, and then we'll see if it's actually cooked then. And we'll cook it at about 180 degrees, which is what my oven's at the moment. So now we're going to dish it up. As I said, I'm going to have this Caesar salad with it tonight, and I'm going to have the other one tomorrow for lunch.